Good morning. Good morning. It is a good morning, isn't it? The sun rose today. We all woke up today. There is much to celebrate and be thankful for. So in that spirit, to start, I would like to invite us first to take a deep breath in. Look around at this beautiful space and at each other, and breathe out. Appreciate our sharing in each other's presence today. Take another deep breath in. Remember, there is peace and power in focusing our attention and awareness. And out. In the words of Ram Dass, let's be here now. Maraho. Nettoie Jonathan Tirrell from Tufts University, where I serve as the director of the Generous Listening and Dialogue Center in the College of Civic Life. I have been coming to Rwanda since 2017, and this morning, like many others here, I woke up early to watch the sunrise. We all have certain memories of a sunrise, don't we? There is something special about it. The calm, the colors. And especially here, at just 1 degree below the equator, there's a certain slant of light, as American poet Emily Dickinson wrote. There is profound peace in witnessing the first light of a new day overtake the darkness. Peace and light. It is written that there is nothing new under the sun. What has been will be. King Solomon wrote these words with a certain sense of vanity, of meaninglessness in our human toiling. The same sun that rose on those 100 mornings in 1994 is the same sun that rose over us today. The same division and hatred and violence witnessed here 30 years ago is still evident in many corners of our worlds. And how do we reconcile that? In watching the sunrise this morning and in looking around now, I instead find a message of hope and of resilience. Last month, Mark Wamaka visited Tufts University for our partnership with Aegis Trust. He sat next to activist Supreme Hassan, a formerly incarcerated man from Boston who now supports survivors of violent crime. As they shared about restorative justice and peace building, Mark described the Aegis storytelling approach, how sharing stories brings the humanity back to people, how it connects us. Just as our struggles are not unprecedented, there's nothing new under the sun, neither is our vision of peace and light. Every act of kindness, every effort to bridge divides, every step toward reconciliation contributes to a legacy of hope and resilience that spans generations. And because there is nothing new under the sun, there are lessons to be learned from the past, from the solidarity in our shared human journey, from our collective strength and capacity for transformational change, and Rwanda is a testament to that. This morning, I wish to shine a light on 3 themes that I believe are key to peace building. The first is about what it means to be human. The second is about forgiveness. And the third is what I will describe as generous listening. As a developmental scientist, my approach to studying and promoting human flourishing involves recognizing and integrating 3 truths about being human. The first truth is that each person is like every other person. We are biological beings, dependent on our environments for the air we breathe and the food we eat. We are social and spiritual beings, dependent on each other for the relationships that support us and make us feel known and loved. Look around again. Each of us is like every other person. The second truth is that each person is like some other people. We may share a particular language, a culture, a religion, or identity, which can be comforting and empowering, but also it can be divisive, leading to dehumanization and violence. Rwanda indeed knows this truth, as we saw 30 years ago. So look around again. Each of us is like only some other people. The third truth is that each person is like no other person. Each of us are shaped by our own unique backgrounds and experiences. No one else brings the unique perspective and ideas and contribution that you, as an individual, bring. And the world is a better place because of it. Our diversity is something to be embraced and celebrated. So please, look around again. Each of us is like no one else. So what do these truths mean for peace building? Just as our differences are inevitable, so too are the conflicts caused by them. A world at peace is not a world without conflict. Instead, building peace means framing those differences as strengths and understanding those conflicts as opportunities. Opportunities to learn and understand, to collaboratively problem solve, to recognize and celebrate that we are all alike and all unique. So how do we do this? The second theme is forgiveness. Recognizing our shared humanity and interdependence means recognizing we are all worthy of dignity and respect, and worthy of grace, being as vulnerable and imperfect as we are. But we are so quick to dehumanize. In these divisive and polarizing times, in the US, for instance, research shows that political party affiliation is based more on shared hatred for the other side than on shared values with one's own, even claiming that the other side is evil. But as Russian historian Alexander Solzhenitsyn wrote, the line separating good and evil passes not through states, nor between classes, nor between political parties either, but right through every human heart and through all human hearts. And this line shifts. It shifts. How can a heart overwhelmed by evil retain a bridgehead of good? And how can we overcome the temptation to judge that evil in others? As Martin Luther King Jr. reflected, we will continue to despise people until we recognize, accept, and love what is despicable in ourselves. That is forgiveness, the seemingly extraordinary magic of transforming pain into purpose, anger into empathy, loathing into love. As Mark Wamaka explains, peace means healing within and then giving peace to others. To use the words of Archbishop Desmond Tutu, the quality of human life on our planet is nothing more than the sum total of our daily interactions with one another. Each time we help and each time we harm, we are dramatically impacting our world. As long as we are human, some of our interactions will go wrong, and then we will hurt or be hurt or both. It is the nature of being human, and it is unavoidable. Forgiveness is the way we set those interactions right. It is the way we mend the tears in the social fabric. It is the way we stop our human community from unraveling. So how do we forgive? That brings me to the third theme, generous listening. I started by grounding us in our attention and awareness. As British psychiatrist Ian McGilchrist explains, attention is a moral act. How we are together in relationship, in community, in conversation, even in conflict, defines our quality of life. To give our gift of attention with empathy and compassion, with curiosity, generosity, and forgiveness, that is generous listening. Generous listening is about the human person, about the why behind the words. It shows dignity and respect. It seeks first to understand rather than to be understood. As developmental psychologist Erik Erikson would say, whenever an adult interacts with a child, they are either helping or hindering that child's development. Like Archbishop Tutu, I would say the same is true for all of us. In our social interactions, we are either helping or harming, illuminating or diminishing, humanizing or dehumanizing one another. Generous listening, then, that moral act of attention, is a step toward understanding, toward forgiving, toward peace building and human flourishing. The motto of Tufts University is Pax et Lux, peace and light. How perfect for this burgeoning partnership with Aegis Trust and Tufts, and for this weekend together. A deep thanks to Aegis Trust, champions in peace building with a necessary focus on forgiveness and reconciliation, for hosting us, along with the University of Rwanda, Tufts University, and the Rwandan Ministry of National Unity and Civic Engagement. A deep thanks to the Templeton World Charity Foundation, leaders in supporting research and practice aimed at promoting human flourishing, for having the vision of forging this partnership and supporting this gathering. And a deep thanks to all of you for sharing your time, your attention with us. Like the sun that rose on us this morning, may this weekend bring peace and light. Pax et lux. Murakoze Chane.